Hey, how's it going everyone? Craig here from Soundiron, and in today's walkthrough we're going to be checking out our newly updated Angklung library. For this we captured a traditional tuned percussion instrument originating from 7th century AD Indonesia. While sampling this instrument we did our best to meticulously capture its authentic sound, which can be heard in a variety of different genres, from gamelan orchestras to pop music and even jazz ensembles. So you can see we have the library loaded up and we have the 4-layer system right here, so let's go over it a little bit and I'll play for you some of the sounds. So we have layers 1, 2, 3, and 4. When you have these layers selected, you can turn these on or turn them off. So make sure to do that if you're wanting to layer up some ambiances or layer up some of the different instruments, pitch them around using the sound shaping controls, or adjust the attack, offset. So you have a lot of different controls for shaping the sound how you want. And one of the really cool things, so right here we have the dry percussion loaded up, and there's alt, up, and down. So alt is going to cycle between those up and down hits. So let's just check that out. And then if you don't want to have that extended range of the lower pitched down notes and the higher pitched up notes, you can just turn this extend range off and you'll only see that range. Well, let's just go ahead and turn that back on. And that's alternating between those hits. So if you're just playing a single note over and over, it's going to be alternating. But if you just want the ups, you can do that. Or just the downs. Or you can just have it set to alt and just let it do it for you. So we captured this instrument dry and also in 3 different microphone positions. So if you click this top drop down, you'll see that you have hall close, mid, and far. So let's have a listen to the hall close. And then we also have the hall mid. So you can see you're really starting to hear the depth of the room, which is really cool. And then we also have the hall far. Really hearing it pushed back in the room. So one of the really cool things you can do with this layer system is you can actually layer these together and customize them however you want. So if we have layer 1 loaded up, we can set this to hall close. Let's go to layer 2, turn this on. We'll set this to hall mid. Then let's go to layer 3. And then let's turn this to hall far. Now let's see how this sounds. And then you can play around with the blend if you want to increase one a little bit more than the other, or if you want to take this close one and bring it down a little bit. So you're just getting a little bit of that close mic, but you want to hear more of that room ambience. Or you can use the dry samples and really get that upfront, up close sound, and then blend that in. So you can hear that really upfront dry sound coming in. And then if you want to head over to the effects rack, add some other effects, maybe you want to add an external reverb on top of all this to just kind of glue them all together, you can do that. So we have a reverb right here. This is a convolution reverb loaded up. Let's turn it on and then hear how this sounds. And then you can also add some other effects while you're here as well. So if you want to add any of these different effects, you can do so. And it's really cool because you can really take this instrument and place it in a lot of different ways, or even get creative with sound design. If you want to use some other effects that are a little bit more experimental, you can do that too. So when we were sampling this instrument in the hall, we also captured some sustaining loops too. So let's check out some of these. So if you just go to the drop down below, you'll see that you have percussion and sustain. So let's check those out. And then you can also learn this speed slider to your mod wheel. And what's cool about this is you can dynamically fade between these sustaining rolls. So let's check that out. Now let's hear that with the Hall mid, and then I'm going to set this to sustain. And then let's listen to those sustaining rolls with the far mics as well. And one of the great things about having these different microphone perspectives is that if you want to just use this far mic to have the instrument more in the background and not really be too upfront in the mix, you can do that. So it really allows you to place it in different ways and really get that natural depth from the recordings. For this library, we also crafted 12 sound design atmospheric pads out of the source content. So I'm going to play for you some of these now. And then the next thing I want to show you is the advanced tab. So if we head up here, click this little icon right here, you'll see that you have an LFO, a filter, and an ARP. And this is really cool for just being able to add some sound design aspects of the library. So if you want to add some of that, you can do that. If you want to take an ARP and add it to this instrument, we can do that really easily. You can see there's some different presets. And then you also have some other controls like swing, random, duration. If you want to turn those off, you can just control click those. If you want to change the direction, use something maybe like the easy roll, which allows you to hold a chord and have all of them be arpeggiated. You can do that, or you can play around with the beat if you want to make it a little bit quicker. Let's change this to the Hall close. Or if you want to make it a little bit slower. And then a really cool thing is you can blend this with that ambience that we were just playing. So if we turn this on, enable this, set this to layer B right here, I'm going to go back to layer 1, and I'm going to set this to layer A, and then I'm going to learn my mod wheel to the X fade. So now that's going to allow me to blend between these two. Or you can set layer 1 to none, so that way it's always playing and then you're just fading in that ambience. And then as you would expect for this update, we created 20 custom effects presets using all the features that I just showed you in various ways to create some unique use cases. So if you want to just play around through the effects presets to get inspired, start building tracks from them or modify them however you want, you can do that. So let's have a listen to some of these effects presets now. This one is called Arpeggio MW. And you can see with MW, it's using the mod wheel. And you can see that it's also affecting the AB X fade right here. So let's have a listen to this. And then also with the arpeggiator, you can see that there's some different settings that you can use. So there's different modes. So there's normal, hold plus, gliss, and strum. So this one is using the strum, so you can hear it's doing this little brulum. So it's strumming up and down. So definitely play around with that too, because there's some really cool things you can do with the strum and the gliss. All right, so that about wraps up this walkthrough for the new Angklung 2.0 update. If you want to learn more about this library, check the link in the description below or go to soundiron.com. Please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and until next time, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.